Hey everyone, so in this video I wanted to take the time and I guess do a review of season 10, kind of see what the pros and cons were, the things they did that I think they should continue and the things that they should definitely stop, and kind of just an overall look back, because it was very surprising to me how bad season 10 was in comparison to season 9, which everybody seemed to really have like season 9, especially me. I have the whole video on that about how much they fixed and how much better the game was feeling, but even like season 10 was it's kind of a bummer, and it's kind of hard to actually pinpoint what it is about season 10 that kind of sucked, because I know there's a lot of more established Overwatch YouTubers that they're just kind of tired of the game, they hate the game and all that stuff. I don't think I fall in that category, and I kind of see why they do, because, well, they play the game for a living, right? Like, if you do anything for a living, you're gonna get tired of it. For me, I just kind of play it when I have time and kind of continuously, and I've played with my friends and we just kind of talk a lot of shit, but they're doing it to pay their bills, right? So I would 100% understand why a lot of the language around the game is so negative, but I also don't I can honestly say I don't think season 10 was that good. So I can't pinpoint exactly why, but I think it's a culmination of stuff that I'll be talking about. So for starters, tank just feels horrible to play. Like, for me, it's mainly because of the super annoying resurgence of Mauga, Orisa, and Hog. And even though Orisa's not that good, it's just she's good enough to kind of exist in a world where she plays well against Mauga and Hog, so she's kind of still there and just kind of prevents you from playing. But everybody hates this Blizzard, but they can never change it with all the reworks they do and all the patches they've done. Everybody still hates playing against these guys, and it's always just because of the lack of counterplay. It's just there's so much lack of counterplay with these people. You're just like, what do I do now? Their uptime for everything is just constantly there. They're just preventing you from playing the game. There's all their abilities do everything, and it's just frustrating. Like, I hate it, but they are nerfing. I just realized that they didn't nerf anything for Mauga in the last patch, but they are severely nerfing Hog, so that's a good sign. But we'll see. And now tanks really, they survive a lot longer with everything that's kind of been put in the game, but they don't really do anything with the amount of the survival time they've gained, right? Well, they do make space and they do keep space and things like that. However, I'm not really of the opinion that tanks should be able to go in and kill a lot of things like that. I don't think that's what their role should be. I don't think they should be just super beefy DPS characters. I think that role should be left for DPS, right? I think tanks should be primarily making space, but in a way that kind of makes them feel good. DPS should be killing things, and support should be supporting the team, however way that should be, but not killing as much as DPS does, which as of now they kind of do, but with a caveat. So again, I think part of that is the problem for the whole tank play, and I talk more about that in the whole how to play tank video that I have. But I feel like it is good for the game that they don't just go around just murdering everybody. But support is weird, kind of like what I mentioned earlier, because they can do so much consistent damage, but tanks are like kind of very miserable right now with all the DPS passive that kind of prevents them from getting healed, and how everybody still shoots at them, that they require a lot of healing now. So it kind of also prevents support characters from being able to do those damage-esque plays. So again, I don't know if that's necessarily a bad thing. Does it feel good? I don't know. It's very weird, because it's just so intertwined, because even DPS characters now, if you get a headshot on a tank or something like that, because of the damage reduction they have and everything that's changed with all their armor, it's almost like you're not really getting rewarded for making these big moves. It's kind of bringing the game, it's lifting up the lower skill level players and not rewarding the high skill level players as much, so everybody's just kind of converging to the middle. But it's a weird gameplay loop where, you can't really, the fight doesn't really end unless the tank dies, but the tank can't die unless you kill the support. But it's very hard to get to the support because the support, if you attack the support, they could kill you. Like if you flank around and try to get the support, they can kill you. But if the support is doing damage, then they're not healing the tank. So it's a whole weird thing that's kind of causing everybody to not get their ults and like as fast as they used to. So there's like less big plays. It's kind of a more slow, again, just converging to some neutral existence type of gameplay. That was a very weird rant. I hope that made sense. I really just word vomited there. And I guess what's frustrating is that this always goes back to the whole 6v6 versus 5v5 conversation. And I don't want to do that. I'm not doing that right now. I might do it again like in a month, but I don't know. We'll see. Maybe halfway through season 11. But I think we should move on. But the gameplay loop is just so odd. And maybe we're all just kind of trying to figure out the new matchups and the better ways to play because there have been so many sweeping changes. So maybe we're still like in an awkward phase of, of figuring all of that out. But we'll see how it goes. But it's just very weird and clunky. And yeah, I think let's move on from this for now. So on to, I guess, something more positive is the idea of wide matchmaking. I think was great. I think it's really cool, but I think there's a lot of improvements they can do for season 11 for this. But it's definitely something I think they need to push because I think they're coming. I think they said that they'll be fixing certain things because I get that doing the wide matchmaking, in and of itself is going to be kind of weird, clunky, disjointed kind of matches. You're much more susceptible to that type of stuff. However, the combination of having to wait for that long and still getting matched in a pretty disjointed game, like to the degree of what some of it is very frustrating, but I get it, so it's not as frustrating. Like if I get like a very weird game where I get stomped because I'm not a good tank, or my DPS sucks, or my support sucks, or if it's somebody on our team, or if we completely roll the other team, I'm just like, well, this is what I signed up for, so I don't get that mad. But I don't even really get mad, right? I just kind of play this game for fun, but it's like, I get it. There's things that need to be fixed, so I think this is a pro. I think this was a great idea that they had to do, so just keep pushing for it, just keep making it better, and I think they'll get it right. As for the release of Venture as a new hero, I think Venture is a great new hero. I think she is very fun. I don't think she's broken or overpowered or anything like that. I think they put her in the game and she just kind of gets to go, like right from the start. There is the thought of, I guess she's not the DPS Doomfist I thought she was going to be. She's not that. Well, it's very technical, right? Venture's very technical. Venture is still very fun. I'm not taking away from any of that. Like, I love the character, very fun to play. But I guess it's not the DPS Doomfist type of technicality, type of skill ceiling that I thought I was going to have. But it is still up there. Like, I still think it's a great character. I think she's very well designed. But there's certain changes here and there that I would probably make. But overall, it doesn't matter. Very exciting new hero. Everybody loves her, and great feel overall. It's just there's just a bit of tech that I feel like I'm missing, I guess is what I'm trying to say. So yeah, overall, I don't know. Like, I don't know. I don't know how they made. Well, I guess I just went through everything, but I don't really know how they made season 10 feel worse after such a good season 9. Again, I can't exactly put my finger on it, but I think it's just a combination of a little thing here, a little thing there, then all these sweeping changes, and then, the feeling is just a little weird. And I don't play the game like as much as a lot of other people because, again, this isn't my job. But I do think there is a fair complaint about why this season isn't. Something about this season just doesn't feel so good. I would actually like to put most of it on, well, not just a 5v5 and 6v6 thing, but just Mauga and Roadhog. Like, I just hate playing against them. Like, again, like I said in one of my previous videos, I'm mainly playing DPS now. Like, tank is just, it's just exhausting. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. Leave a comment in the message for the algorithm. Like and subscribe, and don't forget, I love you.
Also, everyone, guess what? I wrote a book. It's a high fantasy young adult adventure based off of African mythology called Konfaga, Roots of a Very Old Tree. So if you like your grandiose adventure stories with an overarching mystery to be solved and theorized around, like Dark Souls or One Piece, I think you'll have fun with this one. So yeah, here's an ad for the book. Konfaga, Roots of a Very Old Tree, a high fantasy young adult book with a modern take on African mythology. After a mysterious confrontation with his father at school, Marcus Jobda finds himself in the land of Kara. With a small band of determined adventurers and a robust magic system he must quickly learn, Marcus begins his search for his family, a way home, and simultaneously tries to discover the mystery of the disappearances. From escaping Mamiwara and preventing wars between kingdoms, he'll need every edge his wits can give him to see the next day. However, the more he learns, the less things appear as they seem. But does he really want to go back to his old life? With hundreds of illustrations filled with clues of the history of the world, join Marcus as he attempts to solve this mystery. Konfaga, Roots of a Very Old Tree is available now on Amazon. Link in the description.